Alright, so on today's show, I thought that we would go back and do something we haven't done in a very long time, and that's answer some fan questions. Let's talk about how to grow a YouTube channel. This question was submitted by PS3GamingScotland. Aside from the obvious, I mean, of course you want to have the most unique content that you can have, okay? That's important. You want to tag your videos correctly, title them correctly, yada yada yada. These are all givens. I shouldn't have to give you those kind of tips, right? Because if you've got a YouTube channel, you should already know that those are very important things. So aside from the obvious, the number one tip I can give you is don't sweat the growth. The growth process is gonna happen quicker for some, slower for others, okay? I've been on YouTube for going on 6 years now, give or take, okay? Or 5.5, 6 years. And I haven't even hit 10K subs yet, okay? And I have probably more videos than another channel out there who has 1 million subscribers and has been on YouTube for less time, which is crazy because you would think, well, if you've put out more videos, well, then you should have more subs. That's not the case, okay? So growing your YouTube channel is just not as easy as sitting down and buying all this, gear, getting yourself set up and then recording and putting out 30 videos and being at 1 million subs. And I think everybody thinks that when they start a YouTube channel. It's just false. I guess imagine if everybody tomorrow wanted to just be an NBA basketball player. Everybody had the skill set to be an NBA basketball player. We couldn't all be NBA basketball players. There'd be too many teams and you would never get to a championship. It would be too many. So not everybody can play NBA basketball. Not everybody can play football. If everybody went to college tomorrow and got a degree to be a doctor, not everybody could be a doctor. Does that make sense? There's just not enough room ever to go around for one particular quote unquote job or career. It's just never going to be the case, okay? So when you start your YouTube channel, you have to know that. You have to accept that fact that I may never get to 1 million subscribers. And if you put yourself up on that pedestal to get to 1 million and you don't get there, very soon into your YouTube career, you're going to hate life. You're going to resent your audience. You're going to resent yourself, and you're going to stop and you're going to quit. It's just the way it is because the goal is way too high. Okay. I remember when I started my YouTube channel, I was like, I'm shooting for 100 subs, man. That's what I want. I think that would just be epic. If I only got 100, that's all I got. If I had 100 people who was down with watching the videos that I created, that's as far as I need to go. You know what I mean? I'd be cool. And it's crazy when you think about it, because imagine if you could call up right now all of the people that you know in real life who live, let's say, within 20 minutes of your house. You wouldn't even get close to probably 100 people. You know what I mean? Like an actual 100 friends of yours. You wouldn't even have that many. Most people wouldn't. But imagine if you did and you said, hey, come to my house on Friday night. I'm going to sit down and play a game. You're going to watch. Okay? I'm going to be doing a let's play of this game. You're going to watch. Feel free to chime in if you want to, but, you're just going to be sitting over there watching. That's it. You can't play the game. You can only watch. See how many people show up. Right? You see what I'm getting at? And these are real people. So you have to understand that not everybody's going to come to the dinner table, right? You're going to be putting out some food, but not everybody's interested. So that's my point. The fact that there's 100 people on the internet, people that I don't know, who are willing to basically come and sit down and watch me play a game, not in my house, but from their house, is freaking amazing. It's the most amazing thing ever. And I get pretty upset when people get mad at the fact that they have 5,000 subscribers and they're upset that they don't have more. And it's like, hold on. You got 5,000 people, man, that are ready to come and watch your content. Slow your roll. You're in a good shape. There's not a problem here, right? The problem is that you've aimed too high. The problem is that you see these people with 1 million subs and you think that everybody on YouTube should be able to have 1 million subs, but we can't all play in the NBA, right? You're going to have the top echelon of people that have a lot of subs and then the people who don't. You have to be comfortable in knowing that the odds say that you're not going to be one of those people. The odds say that I'm not ever going to be one of those people, okay? You also have to look at the demographic on YouTube. I mean, you look at PewDiePie. PewDiePie is not attracting people like myself. I don't watch his content. I think it's annoying. He screams into the mic. The sound effects are horrible. It's annoying for me. That doesn't mean it can't be awesome for you. And if you like it, you should watch it. But I'm never really going to appeal to that type of audience on a broad level. My appeal comes from the fact that I put out thought-provoking content. I try to understand that my audience actually are people. They're not just random names on the internet that leave sentences for me to read that are just, there's people on the other end of these sentences. And I treat them as such, right? When I talk to you guys, I talk to you as if you were standing next to me, or that I met you in a shopping center or something. Like, we hang out, right? And a lot of YouTubers can't do that because they've grown too fast. You look at these channels that put up 30 or 40 videos, they get a shout out from a bigger channel, they grow to 100K overnight. They don't know who their audience is. They have no freaking clue. They've got 100,000 people, but they don't know these people. Imagine if we went to an auditorium tomorrow and it could seat 10,000 people. There was nobody in there but me. I'm the only one there, right? And then the next day, nobody shows up. The next day, nobody shows up. Then the third day, one person shows up. And for that whole day, for that 24 hours, I'm talking to one person. Get to know this person. Then the next day, two people show up. Okay? I still know that first person. Then I get to know these other two people. Now I know three people. Does that make sense? And you just grow over time. If it took 6 years to fill that auditorium up, which is about what it's taken me to grow my channel, you still know everybody. There's tons of people in the auditorium, but you know them because you met them slowly over time. Okay? You don't know everything about them, but you know them. You get a feel for your audience. But if 9,000 people came into an auditorium right now, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know any of these people. I would know the content they like, but I don't know these people. So I guess that's my two best tips for you, man, is don't sweat the growth and understand that it's a process, and sometimes it sucks. Like, my growth over the last 3 years has really been horrible in terms of not necessarily from a number standpoint, but just a failure to actually get content up, which is my end of the bargain, just because my life has been so crazy. But back when I was putting up content, we were growing like crazy. Everything was good. And I know that once I get back to there, we're going to have no problems growing again. But until then, it's going to be tough. But I have a core fan base here. I have people here that understand, and they know me. They know how many times I've moved. They know how many sacrifices I've made to keep this channel running. They know that probably most other YouTubers would have quit YouTube by now if they were in my shoes. But they know that. And so that keeps everything going. So you got to know your audience. Don't sweat the growth, and understand that your fans are not just fans. They're actual human beings. They're not anonymous people out there in the ether. They have feelings. They have their own likes and dislikes. And every time you step on this mic, you have a responsibility to make sure that you're being as objective as possible with people's feelings. Does not mean that you can't share your opinion, you can't share it with passion, but there's a certain way that you do it. You know what I mean? And I try to have that on my channel. Okay. If you're looking for just the fastest way to grow on YouTube, cheat, lie, steal, manipulate. If you really just want to grow when you don't care about your audience, that's how to do it. I mean, look at all the big channels, man, and then watch their old videos. Somewhere along the line is breadcrumbs of them manipulating their audience. They're buying thousands of dollars of merchandise and giving it away, and you got to like and favorite the video and do all this silly stuff. Somewhere along the way is the breadcrumbs, and that is their legacy, and it's tainted. And yes, they may have a million subscribers, but they're only getting 30,000 views on the videos, right? There's a problem with that, and it's because the other people don't care anymore because there's no more giveaways. Whatever that thing was that was manipulating them to continue to watch the content no longer exists, so these people bolt. So just because you have a high subscriber count doesn't mean that you're as popular as you think you are. You know what I mean? I have about 9,000 people on this channel right now, and I would venture to say that I know most of you. When you leave a comment and I see your thumbnail and your name, I immediately get a sense for what kind of person you are based on the comments that you left. Is this a cheery person? Is this a sad person? Is this a person who loves a specific type of game? Darker XZ. I gave that. I'm sorry. You go by Darker now. You dropped the XZ. I know every time he leaves a comment, man, it's going to be funny, comical. And every time he leaves one, I know that's what I'm gonna get. It's awesome. And then I have some of you guys who leave comments, and it's very insightful. And I know you. I know your personality, and we haven't even met. That's what I'm in it for. And so whether I have 100 or 1,000,000 or 10 million, it doesn't matter. Like, I would prefer the growth to be slow. So if you want to cheat, lie, steal, and manipulate, man, I'm telling you, you can have a channel big and tomorrow. I could, guys. If I started using some of the shady tactics that are on the internet, I guarantee you we would grow overnight, exponentially, because I know how to cheat and lie and steal on this platform too, because when you research it, you know it. I just don't do it. You know what I mean? And so that's the difference. So hopefully that answers your question, man. You can leave more comments below if you need any further answering, and we can take it from there.
Spark charging. You played with heart, Guardian. Their loss was inevitable.